Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Capital Area School Development Association Virtual College Fair. We're excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Sarah, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website for more. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/CASDANY. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, University of East Anglia.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Sarah. Okay, I'm just going to quickly get it shared for you now. Fantastic. Okay, so thank you very much for taking part and being with us here today. My name is Graham Wise, and I'm the International Officer working for the University of East Anglia, also known as UEA. So UEA, as you can see in the image here, is a campus-based university located in the east of the UK. We are home to just over 16,000 students, of which around 4,000 are international students from about 100 different countries. So it's very multicultural, very diverse, but ultimately it's a very welcoming university to students from all over the world. UEA itself is also a very highly ranked university, so we are highly ranked both in the UK but also internationally as well. As you can see here, we're in the top 200 in the Times Higher Education World University Rankings and in the top 25 in the UK. So a good recognition that a degree at UEA goes a really long way, not just internationally, but also here in the UK as well. We also ranked gold for teaching excellence. This is an initiative by the UK government to assess the quality of teaching at universities in the UK, and UEA was one of around 20 universities to achieve the gold standard for teaching. Again, a good recognition of the excellent teaching that goes on here at the university. So as I said, we're a campus-based university. So what that means is that all of our facilities are located on this one site you can see here, including our accommodation, which is actually guaranteed for international students in their first year of study here at UEA. And we have lots of accommodation options located on our campus, a short walk from our campus, or in the city centre, which is about a 15-minute bus ride from UEA itself. We have lots of great facilities. We have the sports park, as you can see here, with lots of indoor and outdoor sports, both competitive and non-competitive, for students to take part in. We have a very active student union, over 200 different clubs and societies that students can join. We have a library which is open 24/7, and all the kind of catering and amenities and shops and banks and all that kind of stuff you'd expect on a modern campus, as well as a medical centre and a dentist which students can register with. So where we're located, so as I said, we're a 15-minute bus journey to the city centre of Norwich, which is a city in the east of the UK. As you can see on the map here, it's just about an hour and a half, just under 2 hours to London by train. You also have an international airport in Norwich, and it's about an hour to Cambridge. So it's a very well-connected city to the rest of the UK. We're also a coastal city. The closest beach is about a 35-40-minute drive away. So lots of beautiful areas for you to explore. But Norwich itself is a really historical city. Norwich was actually the first capital of England before London many years ago. So we've got lots of kind of history within the city itself. We have two different cathedrals in the city. We have a castle, one of the largest open air markets in the UK. But there is some modern amenities as well. We have 2 different shopping centres, football stadiums, theatres, bars, clubs, restaurants, cafes, all that kind of stuff as well. It really is, Norwich is the best of both worlds for students, and we often find that students who come here enjoy their time at Norwich so much they don't want to leave after they've graduated. So just a quick touch on our programmes at UEA. So our undergraduate degrees, like most degrees in the UK, will be 3 years in length. We do have lots of options at UEA to do placement years or years abroad that will extend your programme to a 4-year degree. So that's something to look out for, and we do really recommend students apply to those programmes. Courses are very flexible at UEA. Obviously, when you apply to study in the UK, you're applying for a set degree, which can be very different to what it is in the US. But there are flexibility within the programs themselves, often the 2nd and 3rd year allowing you to choose modules to really kind of tailor the degree to your own area of interest. It's a cost-effective university to study at, as you can see in the prices here. And we expect at UEA your teaching time to be around 20 hours per week of contact time. So by contact time, we mean lectures, seminars, workshops, all that kind of stuff. And then there'll be lots of time left for independent study as well. So just to kind of briefly touch on the entry requirements here, we do run quite a bespoke process. So if there's ever a student who is thinking of applying, it's always best to reach out to us and we'll look into that for you in more detail. We accept IBs, we accept A-levels. Typically for the US, we look for students who have the high school diploma alongside 3 APs. And we do have an equivalent score for SATs and ACTs as well, and they're all on our website if you wanted to check those out. To apply to UEA undergraduate level, it will be on UCAS, as is the case with most UK universities. And on UCAS, you'll need a personal statement and a reference as well, and it does cost a small fee to apply on UCAS. Some courses, usually our health science courses, will require an interview, so it's important to kind of check the details of those when you are thinking of applying. Just touch on a few bits of further information for you here. So we do have lots of guaranteed scholarships for students from the US. We haven't got them confirmed for next year, but they'll likely be between around £4,000 or £8,000 per year, actually as a tuition fee discount. So it's good to look out for those. As I said earlier, studying at UEA is very cost effective. Accommodation on our campus ranges in price from around £80 to £160 per week. And there's lots of different options for you to live en suite or private or shared, whatever works best for you. There's also options to live off campus as well, and we support students who also want to live off campus if they'd like to do that. We're quite a young university. We're formed in the 60s, and as I said, a really great social life at UEA. Lots of different clubs and societies for you to join, and it creates a very welcoming atmosphere here at the university. And just to highlight one key feature at UEA, we have a Sainsbury's Centre Visual Arts and Art Gallery on our campus, which you may recognise as it is the headquarters of the Avengers, and they were on our campus filming just a few years ago. So hopefully, maybe if you come to UEA, you might see the Avengers walking around our campus one day in the future. That's all for me. So thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in the chat or email me. My email address on the screen now. But thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have IE University.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Wadi. I represent IE in the region, and I'm also an alumni. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the institution, and afterwards, if you have any questions, feel free to write me in the chat. So IE is based in Madrid in Spain, but we are an international medium-sized nonprofit. We are actually the most international, one of the most international and diverse schools in the world, with 75% of our students coming from over 120 different nationalities. We have around 4,000 students in an undergraduate level and more or less the same number at the master's level. 55% of those are women and 45% are men. We have a very practical approach to education, with most professors coming from the field, and classes are very interactive and engaging. So the classes are usually around 45-50 students each. In terms of the university, is the #1 university in Spain, and one of the best in Europe and in the world. Our business school is one of the best in the world too. So we are ranked, most of our programs are ranked in the top 10, top 15 worldwide by QS, the Times, Forbes, and Financial Times. So it's a really great institution. And we have a career center dedicated to helping students find employability all around the world, and not only in Spain. Our tuition is $25,000 for single degrees and $27,000 for dual degrees. And we offer over 21 different scholarship categories. In terms of our campuses, we have 2 campuses. They're both fantastic experiences. So the Segovia campus is a monastery from the 12th century. Segovia is 30 to 40 minutes away from Madrid, so it's a very small town. So some students prefer to spend their first 2 years in a smaller environment. It's up in the mountains. It's a very beautiful historical city, and then move to Madrid. So as you can see here, Segovia, it's a very beautiful place. And some students prefer a city campus experience. So in Madrid, we just opened this year a new campus, the IE Tower, in the financial center. So it's very centric. And even though it's a city campus, most of the students live in the same area. The King of Spain just inaugurated the campus yesterday. So it's a very, very modern facility. A lot of the places in the building were based on feedback from current students. So it has a lot of great sports facilities, noisy room, a tech hub, etc. In terms of our studies, IE is an official university accredited by the Spanish Ministry of Education, but we also have private recognitions. So we have the AMBA, AA, CSB, and EQUIS accreditation for business, which less than 1% of the schools in the world do. We're also part of APSIA for the Association for Elite Public Affairs Schools, etc. In terms of our bachelor degrees, you can find them on the website. It's not like in the US. So the 2 first years, the programs, subjects are already set. And then you do your electives, internships all over the world, and exchange program all over the world on your 3rd and 4th year. You can see here all the bachelors. Just as a tiny note, the law program is international law and not Spanish law, with tracks for you to become a practicing lawyer in Spain, the UK, and the US. And here are also the dual degrees. So given the short period of time we have right now, I'm not going to go into details, but again, you can find all of that on the website. If you are a junior student, we do have a summer program where you can spend a week in each campus. It's a really great opportunity for you to see what the university is all about. So, as I said, you can do electives and exchange programs on the 3rd and 4th year. We have great partners all over Latin America, the US, Europe, and Asia, and the Middle East. You can see some examples here, and actually over 70% of our students do exchange programs abroad. You have a lot of opportunities for practical experience. So you have the IEU labs. You can have a project with a specific company on campus for around a month. We have a great campus experience. IE is ranked number 9th worldwide in student satisfaction, and everyone is extremely active, very friendly, and very engaged. So we have over 125 clubs that have from everything from athletic clubs to recreational, professional, and there's always something going on campus. In terms of careers, since we are a very international university, we do offer job opportunities for our students, not only in Madrid or Spain, but literally all over the world. And we have a very strong alumni base in most of the major cities around the globe. So I'm gonna just finally skip this because I think we're running out of time. But in terms of the admission process, just to say it's a roll-in admission process. You can apply at any moment when you're in grade 12, and it's completely online. In our website, you can find all the information. But I'll write my email in the chat, and feel free to ask me any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have University of Bradford.
All right, thank you very much. I think everybody should be able to hear me. My name is Jake Reckford. I represent the University of Bradford here in the United States. It's easy to remember, Reckford at Bradford. I'll be talking a little bit about the University of Bradford and the city today, and a little bit about why to study in the UK. I know my colleague at East Anglia talked a little bit about that, so I'll pick up a little bit of where he left off. So with studying in the UK, the most important thing to know is that the bachelor's degrees take 3 years to complete. So students don't really have as much of a chance to experiment with different programs and things they might be interested in. It's a good option for people who know, I want to study business. I want to be in and out in a certain amount of time. And certainly if you wanted to do a consecutive master's degree, after the bachelor's, that could only take 4 years. So a really great option for people that want to hit the ground in their careers and running. We do accept US financial aid, so you would fill out a FAFSA just like you would for any US institution, and we would accept that. And you can apply on Common App for University of Bradford, and also through UCAS, which is the UK's version of Common App. One of the big benefits of studying in the UK is that it's easy to travel to different places in the UK, different countries, or if in the European Union, it's pretty easy to hop on a flight, or a cheap flight, or easy to get on a train to go somewhere, even if it's just for the weekend. Another big advantage of studying in the UK is that all the dormitories are single bed accommodation, so you wouldn't share a room with somebody, but you would share a bathroom and a kitchen. The degrees are internationally recognized, just as at any school most schools here in the U.S. would be. So there's really no worry about finding opportunities that would be recognized through your degree here when you return. But we would also help with you obtaining a post-study work visa. We would just be working with you to make sure that you had some kind of employment opportunity set up, whether it's an internship or something after in your major of study. And I guess one of the things that really I hope you take with you today is that when you go to pursue a degree abroad, is that employers will see more than just a degree on your resume. They'll know that you were able to build a life for yourself and be successful far away from home, not just on the other side of the country, but on the other side of the world. And they know that you can operate in multiple currencies, have intercultural competence to survive and thrive, in an academic setting, a professional setting, and making friends with people. And so, those are some of the things that people really are looking for, as not just a graduate, but somebody that has interpersonal skills and can really demonstrate true responsibility. And so, in the UK, we do have all the support, community, and extracurriculars of U.S. institutions. You can study abroad, you can join a club, you can do intramurals and things like that. We just don't have American staples of college life like football games and Greek life and homecoming and things like that. So as for Bradford's location, we are located in the north of England in the Yorkshire region. You would fly into the Leeds International Airport. When you go to campus, we're about 20 minutes from there and about 3 hours from London. We are an urban campus. We're right there in the middle of the city, but it is a self-contained campus. So we're a great option for people who are looking for a UK experience, but might not want to be in a massive city like Manchester or London. We have about 10,000 students, 20% international, and 80% of those are undergraduate. The city itself, the most important thing to know about it, it's very diverse, very young. Bradford's home to a lot of immigrant communities. So there's a ton of people from places like India, Pakistan, the Middle East, Sub-Saharan Africa that have been living in Bradford for quite a long time. In fact, it's become such a part of the fabric of life in Bradford. It's now known as the curry capital of the UK. And so I just kind of say that to give you an idea of the kind of real international experience you'll be getting at Bradford, not just with people from the UK, but people who have history from around the world. Bradford has a lot of cultural attractions. It's the UNESCO's first city of film, and it's home to the National Museum of Media. Plenty of film festivals happen in Bradford, as well as productions of shows like Downton Abbey, Peaky Blinders, and Harry Potter. As far as the faculties, we have mostly STEM-focused degrees and health studies-focused degrees. Those are our best-ranked programs, but we also have a triple-accredited business school and the UK's oldest Center for Peace and Conflict Studies. I would be happy to have a conversation about any of these faculties. All of them are great options for US students. The cost would be about between $21,000 and $29,000, not pounds, per year in tuition, but that is offset by one of the cheapest costs of living in the United Kingdom. As I mentioned, we do take US financial aid, and we have scholarships available for almost all of our faculties. Pictured here is the green, which is our brand new student housing option. International students are guaranteed a spot in the green for their first year. We do offer free language instruction courses for students that want to enroll. Our application deadline on Common App is January 20th, and you'll need one of the SAT, ACT, or 2 AP tests along with the GPA. it for me. Once again, my name is Jake Reckford. I'm located in Philadelphia. So happy to chat anytime here on US business hours or even afterwards. You can click the QR code to find some of our fees, deadlines, and application information. So I really appreciate you all listening to me, and hopefully you'll get to talk to you about coming to Bradford. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Wagner College.
Hi there, just going to share my screen. All right, great. Well, my name is Stephanie Fondacaro. I am one of the admissions counselors here at Wagner College. I am also an alum. I graduated 10 years ago, and I studied arts administration and marketing. So a few fast facts about Wagner College. So Wagner College is located on Staten Island, New York, which is one out of the 5 boroughs of New York City. We are on a 105-acre campus. It's a very park-like atmosphere with tons of beautiful landscapes and buildings. It really is a vibrant and close-knit community. And what's really great about our location is we're just a hop and a skip away from Manhattan. So you have this traditional campus experience, and then you just hop on the Staten Island ferry and you are in one of the greatest cities in the world. We are a smaller campus. We have about 1,850 undergraduate students and 375 grad students. Even though we are on the smaller side, we are very diverse. We have students from 45 different states and 29 different countries. And that's something that I truly valued as an incoming freshman. Being from New York myself, I didn't want to be within the classroom with just students from my high school or from the area. I wanted to meet various different people with many different backgrounds, and that's something that Wagner College truly gave me. The majority of the students do live on campus. About 82% of the students will live on campus. So we have about 19 to 22 students within a class. 32 is the cap. We do not have any large lecture halls, which is something that really pulled me into Wagner. And the ratio between faculty and student is 14:1. And all professors have open office hours throughout the week. It's something that's really important to us here at Wagner, is to make sure that all the students have all the support that they need. We have over 40 majors and minors. The majority of the majors can be utilized as minors, and there's also the option to dual major if you'd like. We're always looking to expand and grow and revise this list for the ever-changing market that's out there. Some of the most popular majors are biology, nursing, health sciences, business education, psychology, and our 2 most competitive are theater performance and our physician assistant programs. So campus life. We have a very vibrant community. We have over 70 student-led clubs and organizations. About 15% of students will participate in Greek life. We have 4 sororities and 3 fraternities. We're also Division I athletics with 26 athletics teams. Our theater is ranked number 3 in the nation, and we've never dropped below 5. We put on 4 major musicals a year, and we also put on 4 to 6 smaller productions a year, some of which are student-led. Also here at Wagner College, we are heavily involved in civic engagement and community service. So if you want to get involved in the community or with the philanthropy, there's definitely tons of opportunities here at Wagner. And if you want to expand on your extracurriculars, like I said, you can always head into Manhattan. So we have a free shuttle that will pick students up on campus twice every hour from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. You hop on that shuttle, it's about an 8-minute drive, and then you are at the Staten Island ferry. You get on the boat, it's about a 20-minute boat ride, and then you're in Lower Manhattan. So it's about 30 to 40-minute commute into the city. Students take full advantage of this for entertainment or for internships, jobs. We do have a mandatory internship your senior year. So here's the admissions deadlines and requirements. We have a very holistic way at reviewing applications. We are test optional. The only program that we do require a test for is our physician assistant program. For that, we look for a 1250 up SAT or 26 combined ACT score. Otherwise, you do not need to share a test score if you do not want to. Our main deadlines are December 1st, which is our early action. It's non-binding. It just means you will receive your decision by the end of December. It is also the specific deadline for physician assistant, theater performance, and theater design tech and management. We require interviews for the PA program and the theater design tech management and auditions for theater performance. And February 15th is the regular decision deadline. In terms of scholarships, for all students, we evaluate all the incoming students for a merit scholarship up to $25,000 a year. So the higher the GPA, the higher your merit scholarship. We also provide scholarships for athletics, theater, design, tech, management, and music. And I will say that about 90% of students will receive financial aid and will not pay that sticker price for tuition. Here are the different ways to get in touch: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And if you follow our Instagram account at Wagner Admissions, send us a DM. We will send you a fee waiver. So you do not need to pay the fee waiver for the application via Common App or through our website. And in the chat, I will also drop my contact info. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have the Cooper Union.
Yes, hello everybody. Let me share the screen real quick. There we go. Hello everybody. Let's see here. Here we go. Hello everybody. My name is Daniel. I'm an admissions representative from the Cooper Union. Thank you so much for joining me today. Cooper Union is a school with a rich history and vision focused on inclusion and access. For example, our women's right to vote was started in our Great Hall. One of the biggest advantages you have to Cooper Union is that it is a small school, but in the framework of Manhattan, a large city. So it's going to be great for that. Our campus has 3 buildings, but there are a lot going on in these buildings. And at CU, we believe in experiential learning that crosses the boundaries of all 3 of our programs. Like I said before, we have under 1,000 undergraduate students. This means small class sizes and lots of personal interaction with professors. Our student to professor ratio is actually 8-to-1. That is a great ratio. We have 3 schools at Cooper Union, and they are all centered around design, creation, building, and innovation. The first one is our Erwin S. Channon School of Architecture. This is where you will earn a 5-year NAAB accredited Bachelor in Architecture. This is the degree you need in order to become an architect. Students from all 5 years at our school work side by side in a giant open studio in our foundation building. This is where they work on things like drawing, model making, and design development, along with digital tech. For architecture, we also used a studio-based curriculum with rigorous critique and debate. Nextly, we have the School of Art. We offer a 4-year degree in fine arts. There are actually no majors at Cooper Union. It is a holistic approach to art where you will be working with multiple disciplines. For the first year, you'll be working in general coursework such as drawing, painting, printmaking, photography, film, video, and graphic design. This provides you with an overview of all the fields and across perspectives and experimentation across all the disciplines. Students in the art school from their sophomore year and beyond are given their own dedicated studio space where they get to work on their own projects for the rest of their time at Cooper Union. And then, of course, there is the Albert Nurkin School of Engineering. We give 5 degrees in this area: civil engineering, chemical engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical, and general engineering. Students come to the engineering program to engage in a challenging and rewarding hands-on project-based learning experience. Freshman year in engineering, you will be working in specific problem solving. So you will be working on projects that we think are important to society, such as reimagining waste, designing rain gardens in the city, automated robots, lots of things like that. And our highest performing students in the general engineering go on to our integrated master's and bachelor's program. This is where they can earn both their bachelor's and master's degree in just 4 years. Also for the engineering program, if you want, you have the choice of minoring in bioengineering, math, computer science, and humanities. For labs and facilities, we here at Cooper, we're very proud of the labs and facilities that we have. Our recent addition is our lab space, is our art, architecture, construction, and engineering lab. This has state-of-the-art technology that allows students from all three schools to work and learn together. Some of the equipment that we have it's kind of amazing. We have 3D printers, water jet cutters, CNC routers, embroidery machines, along with other things. Our VIP program is an interdisciplinary venture that we have. This is where you will work with students from all three schools to work on a common theme, such as designing a smart city. At Cooper Union, we have lots of clubs, a lot of competitive clubs specifically for engineering. For example, we have Formula SAE car racing and Steel Bridge. For housing at Cooper Union, we offer housing to all of our freshman year students. The housing is great. It's located 2 minutes walking from the campus building and is in the middle of the East Village of Manhattan. So you'll have amazing food, lots of shows, and lots of students from other universities that you kind of get to cross-pollinate with. Housing is not mandatory at Cooper, so if you choose to, you can live elsewhere. Cooper also has an Office of Career Development, which gives you great opportunities. Most students at Cooper participate in at least 2 internships. Many of them are paid. And before you graduate, you will also get personalized assistance in finding your next step in employment. Let's see, as far as financial aid goes, every admitted student is automatically awarded a half tuition scholarship valued at $22,275 for every year they attend. Seniors should apply for the FAFSA as early as October 1st. Exceptional candidates are automatically considered for additional merit awards. We try and work with students to make sure they are not deterred from attending our school for financial reasons. The average cost of attendance for our incoming class this last year was $14,111. This number is why Cooper is consistently ranked one of the best valued schools in the country. We use the Common App and have both early and regular decisions. Our deadlines are listed here. We will be test optional this year. And I'd like to point you to our virtual session that we host once a month, which you can get information on our website. Please go to our website at cooper.edu/apply. Thank you so much for attending. If you have any additional questions, please email us at admissions@cooper.edu. Thank you.
Thank you so much. At this time, I'd like to invite all of our presenters to join me back on camera and unmute themselves. As I pose a question, we'll start with our first question and go in the order of which you presented. So starting with University of East Anglia, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, so usually I would say to try and visit the campus and city you're going to apply into. Obviously, being based in the UK, that's not always practical to visit. So kind of feeding on from that, there's lots of great resources, virtual resources for students to access now. Especially in the last couple of years, many universities have virtual campus tours, virtual tours of accommodation, and the ability to organise virtual meetings with staff or academics. So I'd say the main advice would be just to make most of all the kind of excellent virtual opportunities that universities are laying on for you right now. Probably the best time to be looking at all these virtual opportunities. So yeah, I'd say make the most of that, and obviously make the most of the contacts that you can reach out to, like the people who are here today, because they're the best people to talk to. So that'd be my main bit of advice.
IE University?
Yeah, I would say that there's great schools everywhere, but it's important to find out which one fits you, not only academically, but also as a personality. So it's great to visit the schools. It's great to talk, to the students, and it's great to get an overall idea and just choose what's best for you.
University of Bradford?
First, want to echo what my colleagues just said from East Anglia and IE, but I also would like to mention some advice I like to give to people, which is think backwards. You know, imagine yourself at the end of your college experience, or maybe 5 years after that, and think about, you know, where are you in life? What kind of job do you have? Where are you living? What kind of people are you friends with? What kind of experiences have you had? And then, you know, think about where you want to end up, and then using that information, select a school that you think was going to help you get there, because it's, you know, easy to, you know, get caught up in all the great things we have part of our schools, but only one's right for you and your future. So try to be really intentional about your choice.
Wagner College.
Yeah, I think my colleagues here all have made really great points so far. So I will say to definitely do your research and to see where you can see yourself making your home for the next 4+ years. And definitely, if you can, visit the campus, because I think that's the true test to see if you'll fit in there. And also do your research with the majors and programs that the school provides, especially if you're going in undecided. I think it's really great to be sure that there's a few different options that you can see yourself pursuing while at that college or university, and also what kind of network do they have and resources to truly help you succeed post-graduation.
Cooper Union.
Yes, just to reiterate what my colleagues have been saying, definitely go to the campus, look at kind of where you're at and if you want to be there for a number of years, and talk to the students to see what they get out of it, what type of experience they're having, and if it might be a match. Another thing I'd like to add as far as the application process, be boastful in your application. This is one of the few opportunities you have to brag about yourself. Don't pass up that opportunity. Tell us the best things about yourself. This is the opportunity. This is the time to, be boastful. Yeah.
So our next question, and again, we'll start with University of East Anglia. What's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
Something I'd like to remember about UEA is, well, I kind of hosted the Avengers that we talk about quite a lot, like most universities do, talk about the interesting things they have going on. But kind of just following on from that is that at UEA there's always something going on, always something taking place. We have a live music venue on our campus, so we have gigs taking place throughout the year. And yeah, I think that's the main thing, that you're never going to be bored. There's always going to be something going on, something to take part in, whether it's a social activity, whether it's something related to your course, or if it's someone famous visiting campus. So yeah, that's the main takeaway. There's always something happening here at UEA.
IE University.
Yeah, I would say the one thing to remember is how unique the school is. I mean, it's very rare to find a school that has not only such an interactive and engaging education, but 120 to 130 nationalities on campus, everyone coming from abroad and living in Spain, which is a great place, just creates an amazing, unique environment, very, very hard to replicate.
University of Bradford.
In 2020, University of Bradford won the Social Inclusion University of the Year in the UK from the Sunday Times. So I really want to leave you with the thought that Bradford really not just talks the talk when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, but walks the walk. We have officers in every faculty attuned to special issues with making sure everybody feels included and is, they're tracking different concerns with any kind of student issue that might arise as a result of that. And so, yeah, I just want to say that we take it really seriously. We have people coming from all over the world, and we really want to create a safe, inclusive space that affords opportunity for everybody, and that includes US students and students from all over the world.
Wagner College.
One thing that I want students to remember about Wagner College is that you truly get the best of both worlds within our campus and location. We have that traditional college campus that truly is an escape from the hustle and bustle of New York City. And then we are so close to Manhattan for you to have full access to all that it has to offer.
The Cooper Union.
And I'd like to point out that we are in Manhattan, so you're in the middle of this huge, big city, but it's a very small school within the city. So it is an 8-to-1 student to professor ratio, and it's very rare that you get that kind of attention in a big city school like that. So yes, small student body is very key. So I would point that out. Yeah.
And our last question for today, starting again with University of East Anglia, what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
Yeah, I'd say, I guess one myth would be that while all universities will have their kind of strict entry requirements and the scores they look for, there's always going to be a way. So I'd say what I'd sort of lead on to that would be to reach out to the university themselves if you are thinking of applying and maybe you think you don't meet the entry requirements, or maybe you think you fall short on certain scores or certain tests. It's always best to reach out. There may be other ways that you can get into the university that you're applying to. So yeah, don't think that you're caught out just because you think you may not meet entry requirements. Always reach out to the university first, the representatives like ourselves, and yeah, go through it that way.
IE University.
Yeah, I'd say some students think that they have to have, perfect grades, perfect resume, perfect everything, or if not, they're not gonna get in, and they feel nervous about the application process. But I think that it's good to know that each university is different and they have their own process, and that no candidate is absolutely perfect. And that you have to take your chance. You have to get to know the school you're applying to and what matters to them, and not just listen to what's being said, but actually check with the school about the correct information.
University of Bradford.
You're more than just the numbers on your GPA and your test scores. Universities know that there's a real person behind those numbers and your location, and we want to get to know you. So oftentimes interviews and personal statements are prioritized over entry requirements and test scores and things like that. So, just make sure to show the real you in those opportunities, and make sure you present yourself as more than just, the numbers.
Wagner College.
Everyone's making really great points, and I just will echo and say that the application process isn't neither black and white. There's a lot of different nuances and in-betweens. And so we look at all the various different details of your application. And then I can speak as a private institution. There is tons of flexibility in terms of cost and tuition, and especially if we see a student would be a great fit for Wagner College and is really passionate about coming here, we truly will do everything that we can financially to help you make it here.
The Cooper Union.
Yes, just to kind of reiterate what people are saying, don't think for a second that we're just looking at grades and numbers. There's a whole other dimension that we look at in a person. And also don't worry about numbers for like how many clubs you join, like you have to be in 10, 12 clubs. It's really, we're looking more of an impact of a smaller thing. So don't flood us with numbers. Yeah. Show us who you are as a person. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank all of our wonderful presenters today for joining us, their expertise, their information and insights. And thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions, and you'll be able to find the sessions recording, as well as all of the other session recordings, at strivescan.com/CASDANY. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.